everybody.
Good afternoon, Mike.
Right. So, my name is Mike Ashby. I'm the Vice President for 1199. I represent Columbia University and also New York Presbyterian. What I'm going to talk to folks about today is basically coaching and mentorship for organizing staff. I'll just give folks just a little briefing on how it works within 1199. So we do have delegates who are the frontline folks that's elected by their membership to represent them in the department. On top of that, we have contract administrators and organizers. So the contract administrators and organizers do pretty much the same work. The only difference is contract administrator, they get paid half by management, and they get paid half by the union. But these are leaders who we actually bring on staff, so they work and I supervise them. Now, one of the things with 1199 in our history, we have over 400,000 members, but in the past, we had a sink or swim model. Right? People come in, great, you're an organizer, go ahead, do the job. Pretty much to what my classmates said before, here's the title, you're a delegate, good, you should be doing delegate job. One of the things that I noticed, even when I became a vice president, it's great, you're a vice president, make it happen. And I feel sometimes we do ourselves grave injustice when we're not prepared. So my project is basically doing mentoring my organizers, and that way they're actually able to go back into the shop and mentor the delegates and give them the guidance and the training that they need. So one of the things with mentorship, it becomes a personal relationship where you as an organizer for the past 10 years, I have the privilege or some knowledge to actually bring back to my organizers, where I could be that advanced organizer and teach them and train them. Now, the training part of it, I want to actually go back to basic. I recently did a training with my staff about effective listening, right? Because moving from being a delegate or to become an organizer / contract administrator, it's two different worlds. And try to get them to understand, you just don't go, we're not salesperson. We want to be able to build leaders. That's the whole purpose of your job as an organizer. So having the knowledge, to have a seasoned organizer actually come out to help to train a less knowledgeable organizer or delegate is ultimately what the aim is. Coaching. We want to be able to coach, because one of the things that I realized as being a supervisor, I don't want to just walk in and tell you what to do. I actually want to be able to coach you through the process. So I don't set you up for failure. I don't say, all right, here's what you should go out and say A, B, C, when it's a 1, 2, 3 conversation you need to be having. Right? So it's more so about the coaching. One of the things we're meant to help the mentee is coaching, is asking powerful, open-ended questions. Because I think more time, and I find myself guilty of doing the same thing, where I'm not asking open-ended questions. I'm asking questions where I'm going to get a yes or a no. I want to ask open-ended questions so folks with my organizer would actually think about, you want that person that you're talking to, the mentee, whether it's the delegate or just another member, to actually be the one that's talking. It becomes that 80-20 practice where you ask the member to talk 80% of the time and you listen 80% of the time, right? So, not offering advice. Effective coaching promote growth and helping a person arrive at their own answers, rather than just telling them what to do, allowing them to practice and learn from their mistakes as well, right? So, because the only way somebody's going to own something is when they try it, they make their mistake and realize maybe I should do it another way, instead of saying, well, you told me to do it this way and I failed. Principle of the conversation. What we want folks to do is, what I want to do is actually shift from telling to asking, right? Because that's one of the things, and I think, like I said before, we want to make sure that you're not telling somebody what to do, right? You want them to go into acts to find out, to dig, to get information so we could do it. We want folks to be able to focus their attention on moving forward. being honest with each other. That's one of the things that we also have to learn. As a supervisor, I have to be honest with my staff. As organizers, they have to be honest with the delegate. As delegate, they have to be honest with the membership. Because if not, we create a culture which is later on is going to be really hard to break. We develop, the plan is to develop individual leaders so that he or she can develop other leaders and teach them about building union skills. Again, I did the active listening. Part of what I do when I ask my team to have meetings, taking away the purpose, the outcome, and the process is something I want my organizers to learn. Because saying, let's sit down and just meet just for meeting's sake, it's not going to be helpful. So sometimes I would give them that training and then spot check them and sit in their meetings to see how they're doing. So I'm able to give them feedback later as part of the coaching. Asking powerful and critical questions, challenging, encouraging, and having the patience, because God knows you're gonna need the patience when you think a person's ready to go out and they mess up. You just gotta come back and also as a supervisor, also not just a coach but a motivator, because my job is to motivate my staff to go to engage the membership. This one. I would actually go past this. So this is the process of how it works. Right now, the AO is the administrative organizer, right? So that's the people I supervise. Their job is for the delegates. They have to now train the delegates or the shop steward, and then the shop steward's job is to look within the department and help to recruit other leaders, right? I seen a cartoon, which is something I use at. Actually, when I left here, I used that one of my training, where management creates a problem. And what they do, the problem comes to the delegate. Sorry, the problem comes to the administrative organizer. And the administrative organizer is so busy trying to fix all the problem that they don't have time to train the delegates. And then the delegates now feel like, well, I'm not getting the adequate training that I need, therefore they don't recruit the leaders. They don't look to go into the department and look to recruit or build other leaders. And then the cycle keep going, and this is something that I've noticed that's happening within the industry for years. So the whole purpose now is, if I have the time, which later on I'll show you the challenges that I'm facing, which I'm sure everybody in this room is also facing. But we have time to actually train, mentor, and coach the administrative organizers so they're actually able to delegate tasks to the delegates. That's why they're delegates / shop steward, because we're supposed to delegate the tasks to them. We're supposed to take in and say, you know what, I have a co-captain or somebody in my department. If management create a problem, these people, we're supposed to be able to take care of it. If we can't take care of it, that's when we would come back to the administrative organizer for guidance and help. One of the things that we're facing, this is the challenge, and I think this is actually the wrong clip that you opened, Jeff, but it's all right.
There was only one that came, I'm sorry. There was only one attachment, the other one isn't attached.
It didn't come, all right. No
yeah,
worries.
sorry.
One of the things that we face as a union, we are always in crisis mode. Every week, every day is a new crisis. So the challenge is finding time, availability to actually do the job. Actually focusing on doing it. So that's also my challenge. But what I decided after this, what I have to do is create a platform, whether it takes an hour or 2 hours of my time a week, to actually implement my project. So I'm able to train and help to get folks focused on building instead of servicing. So these are some of the stuff that we're facing, the difficulty. Lack of pool of good delegates. Again, people become delegates just for their own personal interests, not really to help the movement go forward. So these are some of the things, these are some of the challenges that I'm facing, and I think that would have been my presentation.
Woo! All right. Good job.
Thanks. Questions, concerns, comments?
Comment. That was a really clear presentation.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank You should see number 2.
I'm sorry the other one didn't come up and I
No,
didn't
it's
recognize
it's
you.
all right. It's all right. It's pretty much the same.
On that one, mentees is, in the first part would be spelled, so check that,
TES. I saw that.
Yeah, I thought you saw that, I knew you
Yeah, I
saw it.
How, this is like a detail, but just so I understand, especially that chart was useful. How many delegates report to you? No, how many administrative organizers report to you, and then how many delegates report to them, and then how many, member leaders are there? Like, what's the
How the numbers
Yeah.
in the breakdown?
Yeah.
So I have right now I have a staff of 8, and I have in Presbyterian I have 152 delegates, and in Columbia itself I have another 32 delegates. So that's how the structure is. But the membership I have almost 9,000 members.
Wow.
Right. So it's, and I became the vice president about 1.5 years ago, and some of the delegates majority of the delegates were there from before. So it's also, I think, kind of like what Holly says, breaking a culture. It's folks are set in their ways. So I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to drop delegates and recruit new delegates.
Got it. Thank you.
So, it seems like with the old delegates, you're trying to get rid of some of those old delegates because they're not into what you're trying to convey or
No,
move on with.
They're just I call them dino, right? Like delegates in name only. They're not participating. It's more it's more a member have a problem. Okay, let me call the organizer. Hey, the member have a problem, right? Like the delegate, how they're delegating it is going the opposite. Usually it's the organizers who say, hey, a member have a problem. You should.
So the organizer need to go back to them and tell them you handle it.
Right. It's actually working in reverse at this point.
So you have to make sure that the organizers, listen, when they call you send it back to them, let them handle it.
Right.
Because they can do their job that they need to do.
Right.
And the thing is with that is to show that the organizer, he or she has to take leadership in that.
Right.
And reverse it, because that's what I do. Okay, what have you done so far?
Right.
That's what, set it back, let them take care of it.
But
And if it's really difficult, then that's something else, but you gotta put a stop to,
Right.
certain things.
And that requires the coaching and mentoring. So
Yeah,
that's the
where
whole
the coach-
purpose of
Right.
of my project.
I got it, but it's good.
Anything else?
Very good.